Hey, let's talk about the most read post at the network in Canadian History and Environment published in March. Okay, most read. We've got Seeing the Climate's Past for What It Really Was, the case of Madame de Sevigne's Changed Seasons from Dagmar de Groot. And in this piece, he is revisiting a letter, a 1675 letter that she wrote in which she mentions weather. And this letter has been used by some fairly prominent historians, climate historians, etc., over the past several decades in one way. And what he is finding in this piece and what he is showing us is that he has actually found that it's been interpreted incorrectly. So it's a really great example of how we have to keep returning to different primary sources to rethink them and re-understand them. And sometimes we find that the popular interpretation of something actually isn't correct or doesn't stand up to our current knowledges. Number 2, McKelvey Kelly's Storm Strength and Survival Wyandotte Adaptations on the Kansas Prairies, which is part of our Historicizing Adaptation series edited by Shannon Stundenbauer. So in 1843, the Wyandotte experienced a violent forced removal from their homelands in North Sandusky, Ohio, to what is now Kansas City, Kansas. And so in this post, McKelvey is telling that story, the story of the Wyandotte's resilience during this time where they're forced into an unfamiliar land and forced to deal with an intense period of adversity and extreme weather events. So, if you didn't know, this year it marks the 50th anniversary of the beaver as an official symbol of Canada. And my colleague Blair Stein put together a series around this event. And one of these pieces is this one, Dolly Jurgensen's Canadian Beavers in Nordic Countries. So this is the story of Skansen, which is kind of like a Swedish cultural heritage attraction in Stockholm, still exists to this day. And the zookeeper there wanted to showcase, traditional Swedish wildlife, and which they wanted to include beavers. But the problem was that the beaver was extinct in Sweden at the turn of the century, 1901-ish. So they turned to Canada to bring in some beavers for this exhibit. That's the story. And fourthly, we have Political Ecology and Green Perspectives, Navigating the Far-Right Terrain in Saskatchewan by Augustina Boateng. If you don't know, political ecology is the study of how power, economics, and social factors shape environmental change, resource distribution, and ecological conflict. And so in this piece, Augustina is interviewing Glenn Wright and Naomi Hunter, who are both active figures in Saskatchewan politics as well as Saskatchewan environmentalism, and kind of asking them how the idea of political ecology can help us move forward away from far-right tendencies in Saskatchewan. And you can find all of those articles at niche-canada.org, where we publish multiple times a week on topics related to environmental history, environmental humanities, historical geography, and similar topics.